Hi everyone, I'm Torain and this is my submission for Front-End Web Development Honors. The name of my submission is Host a Healthcare Hero, and it depicts a nonprofit organization that provides free health, wellness, fitness, and personal care services to healthcare workers at every level of the healthcare system. The application itself is a React app. It's a single page application, and the state of the application is managed in the Redux store. And in some cases, it's managed locally within the component itself. To accomplish this, some of the key dependencies I used was React Router DOM, Bootstrap, React Strap, and one that I used for search engine optimization was React Helmet Async. Um, Once the user enters the application, he or she can navigate via the nav bar or the footer. Um, each page of the application is comprised of reusable components, especially in the header or the page header area. Like here, this is a breadcrumb that is actually a reusable component. The title is a reusable component, and the title of the subsections of the pages are reusable components. Down here, I had to build a reusable component in the form of an accordion to render information, not only render it, but to hide and show it and slide it up and down for the user to get information about each of the sponsors. And then on the next page is where it's more information about how the user can get involved with the organization, different ways you can get involved. And again, these are all reusable components, but then there's a new type of component here, a reusable one called a modal, and that gives it, with each of these button clicks, that gives the user more information about that specific subject matter. The next page is the contact page, and the contact page is built off of two components. One is informational, and the other one is a form component. The form component in itself, it stores its own state locally in the component, within the component, and the user is prompted to put in information. And if he or she doesn't put in the information correctly, or the information is not rendered in the format that it was expected, or if it's left empty, the user will be given feedback on that, or otherwise, if it's successful, the user will be given feedback on that also. And the volunteer sign up form is the same way. Again, the user inputs information, is checked for, it's validated for format, as well as whether or not the field is actually complete, and the user is given feedback. This is called the spotlight page. It's a spotlight on the volunteer. It's filled with fictitious volunteers. Well, just a small sampling of fictitious volunteers. Where if you click on one of the volunteers, you will get information about who they are, when they started volunteer, or what motivated them to volunteer, and what their experience has been like since they've been volunteering. And then the last page is the frequently asked questions page. This page itself was pretty challenging because these are buttons that I built in order to, I wanted to render each category of fact questions separately. I didn't want some 40 or 50 fact questions lined up on the page. So, and then you scroll up and down when you click the button. So I had to not only get all the data together, but also once I knew I was going to use an accordion, and I did that, but just rendering it where it filters through, and then how to hide and show that was, it was challenging in itself. So once I designed how I wanted it to look, then I had to figure out, okay, what was going to be the default view, and that default was going to show the general facts section here. So I used a state hook to do that. Then I had to filter through the array for each type of fact, or each fact category, and I did that for each of the 4 facts. And then I had to determine how I was going to pass that information into each button, and I did that by using an anonymous function that that anonymous arrow function, and then I passed in the set category function. With the set category function, and within that function, the argument was each category. Then to render all of that, I used expressions, and then within those expressions, I used a ternary operator to determine whether or not that particular fact section or that group of facts would be rendered or not at that time. So that's how I did that, and it was difficult, but it was exciting once I got it, and I'm really happy for the experience. Up next, I think I'm going to work on the back end of or do something totally different. Thank you for viewing my project, and you all have a great day.